Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shochinandan Datta, and in this video lecture I'll talk about the different coastal ecosystem, and this is the part 2 video. In part 1 we have seen the different coastal ecosystem, and that is the wetland ecosystem, and in this video I'll talk about the mangrove ecosystem. So mangrove is one of the most important ecosystem in the coastal and marine environment. So first, what is mangrove? So the word mangrove, so that is means that is divided into two parts. That is, one is the mangu and the groups. So mango is a Portuguese word, and that means a type of tree. So a special type of tree. And the groups, that is the English word that means a group of tree. So mangroves is a special type of plant, a group of special type of plant. Okay, so that can be found in the region that where is the fresh water coming from this river, and it reaches to the ocean. So it reaches and it meet to the ocean. So in this zone, that in this transitional zone, we call this transitional zone as the estuary. So in this estuary zone you can find the mangrove ecosystem. So mangrove is grow basically where the salinity is fluctuate from freshwater mid to the ocean water. So in this fluctuating zone, so mangrove plantation are grow, and they have a huge adaptation. So we'll see later on what are the adaptation in mangrove plant, because they are sustained in a hostile condition that the salinity is very high. So what are the general things that it's basically a very good ecological impact, ecological role, and as well as the it also have a huge economic important, okay, to the coastal ecosystem or coastal environment. So one of the most productive ecosystem also I have talked about in previously. So it is also one of the most productive ecosystem. So as it's a very rich in biological diversity, and the plant, this particular plant, so that's mangrove plant, so they are what later form in mangrove plant are losing, and they comes to the ocean or the surface, and they are very rich in nutrient. Okay, and they are very fertilizer to the sea because of this litter fall, and that's litter fall is degrading, and it's rich to the ocean as a making the very rich nutrient rich water, and it's very protect the coastal zone. What happens, so if you have a mangrove patch here, if you have a huge mangrove patch here in this region, okay, so mangroves is a very strong association with the soil. So they have a different types of root structure. We'll see the still root to different types of supportive root, so they can hold the soil is very strongly, and they had a very dense, so dense mangrove. So if any storm surges or any cyclone is coming from the sea, so it just absorb all the energy of the storm surges or the winds, so it can be prevent the hampered this backside region. So it's also protect the coastal zone, and it is also serving the breeding and feeding ground of different species. As I earlier told that it's a very nutrient rich due to the litter fall. So litter fall, and this mangrove region is a very nutrient rich, so that and it is also a very good habitat, means protection, so shelter of lying the new egg or hatchling. So it's a breeding ground for, and also the feeding ground, because lots of nutrients available of the different species. No terrestrial plant, so no terrestrial plant can survive in this hostile condition, in this adverse condition, because here salinity is very fluctuating, and in this saline environment there is lack of oxygen, and the soil is already rich in nutrient, but oxygen is anoxic condition. So that's why it's an adverse condition. No plant can be survive, only the special type of plant, that plant is called mangrove. And the mangrove plant have a great potential to adapt. I have talked about the adaptation. Next slide we will see the different adaptations, and they can also adapt to the climate change, because due to sea level rise and the different solar radiations, ultraviolet radiation, so it can be tolerate. So it also have adaptation, mangrove adaptation to the climate change. Now see the adaptations. I have talked about it that mangrove is a very pistil type of plant, and due to this pistil environment or pistil habitat, it's a very hardy plant, and it has different types of adaptation to stay in this environment in this hostile condition. So it is the adaptive adaptations are the supportive root. So you can see this is the supportive root. So this supportive root, it's a hold the plant, and it gives a pestle power to the plant. Then the viviparous germination. So viviparous germination, you can see here. So viviparous germination means that when the fruit is within the plant, attached to the plant, at that time it is germinated. Okay, that time it's germinated. So no need to germinate in the later. Then it's this germination already germinated. When it drop into the soil, it's just forming a new plant. Because in this condition where the always tide is play major role, so high tide, low tide, always water filled condition and the water down condition, and then the salinity is high, so in this soil it's very difficult to germinate. So that's why the germination happen within the plant. It's when it's the fruit is attached to the body, so that's why it's viviparous germination. Then the wax coated lip. So you can see it's a much more bright wax coated thick lip. So because here is the very low fresh water, so that's why the water conservation is much more important for the plant. So that's why they are put their leaves as they wax coated, so to reduce their evaporation, to store the fresh water. Same way the sunken stomata. Sunken stomata is also used to conservation of water within the plant body. Then the breathing root. Breathing root, as I talk about it, that mangrove soil is much more humus rich and much more nutrient rich, and it's lack of oxygen. So due to the lack of oxygen, the soil is very humid and the lack of oxygen. So that's why all the roots are coming upward to take oxygen. Okay, so that is called the breathing root. Okay, and basically root are always going towards the vertical and towards the means cavitation, but this special type of root, it's coming against the cavitation. So that's these are called breathing root. Then the soft ones, basically soft plant basically come to the foreshore, means it come to the toward the water, toward the sea. These are the Avicennia. And hard plant, very hard plant, they are basically reside in the back side of this mangrove, means that this species are the Gylocarpus. And knee root, you can find these are the knee root. It's look like in the human knee. So knee root is a very big root. It's basically found in this Bugaria species. And you can find so this pestle type of plant, pestle type of oil adapted, waterlogged, because tide is always play a big role, always high tide, low tide, so what always in the waterlogged. And anaerobic condition, I have talked this thing, that soil are lack of oxygen, so anaerobic soil, saline soil in this coastal environment. So these are the adaptation for this mangrove plant. Now the mangrove succession and zonation, it is very important. So here the main thing is the tide, so always high tide level and low tide level. So this level water is come up and down. So there is the different types of plant are adaptive themselves in different zone. Okay, so this is the seaside and this is the land side. So in the seaside, which basically the soft plant, and this plant are basically a red mangrove. They are come in the pond, and they are always in below the water. So whether there is a high tide or low tide, they are always filled with water. So this is the red mangrove, and after that this black mangrove will be there. This black mangrove is during the high tide it's covered, and the low tide it's open. Okay, and after this black mangrove, and you can find the white mangrove also. Okay, white mangrove. So first red mangrove, then the black mangrove, then the white mangrove, and then the buttonwood. This is a special type of mangrove vegetations. And after that this other plantation, means normal plantation toward the land side, you can find the normal plantation. So this is the mainly generation of the mangrove, and how the succession, how the one species and different species also lying in the coastal slope of the mangrove habitat. And you can see the distributions of the, this is the global distribution of the mangrove vegetation, and it's basically lies in the tropical region. So this is the basically 0 degree line, so it's within the 30° north to 30° south. It's lies between in this region, in this tropical region. So mainly dominating this mangrove vegetation in the Indo-Pacific region. This is a very rich mangrove density in the Indo-Pacific region you can find, and this is the tropical region. And this world largest mangrove ecosystem and world largest mangrove forest also was situated here in India and Bangladesh, that is the Sundarban. Sundarban is called as the world largest mangrove forest. And so this is basically situated in the tropical region. Now comes to the food chain of the mangrove ecosystem. So this is very important. Why? Because it's a different habitat, different ecosystem. Okay, in mangrove basically the food chain is mainly the detritivore food chain, because the main role played by the mangrove littoral mangrove leaves are coming down to this soil, and here mainly producer are the algae and phytoplankton and the different other plant species. And after that so this litter fall coming to the soil, and it make the soil much more humus and much more humid, and detritus is much more dominating in this mangrove food chain. So this detritus basically eaten by the bivalve and different fish and different worms and different prawn, crabs. So they are basically detritivore, and after that these bivalves and crab on prawn, and they are can be eaten by the small fish also eaten by the zooplankton, and this small fish also eaten by the big fish, large fish. And a top predator in this system is egret or the water birds or the other species, so like the kingfisher. So these are a more about the mangrove ecosystem is mainly happening in the below the water, and much more dominating the detritus system. And so role of mangrove, so there is a huge role of mangrove. It can be divided into three parts, or I have divided into three parts. That's one is the ecological role, and one is the socio-economic role, social and economic role. Okay, so first see the ecological role. So mangrove is mainly the breeding and nursing ground, and also the feeding ground of different coastal species, coastal organism, from to species to different invertebrates. So they are lying in this mangrove for their breeding, because it's a good filter environment, and also it's nutrient rich food is available. So feeding and nursing ground for the different species, it's a big role of the mangrove ecosystem. Then it is also excellent sediment trapper. So the mangrove plant can be very good in the different heavy metal they can trap, so the pollution they can absorb, and so they can trap the different sediment as and it settle down in this mangrove forest. And the shelter of different aquatic and terrestrial animals, like the big tiger is also found. That is one is the only example that the tiger habitat mangrove ecosystem, that is the Sundarban ecosystem. Then the different large animal and the small animal, so biological diversity is very high in this mangrove ecosystem. And it also protected as a soil protector. And check the erosion, so erosion is also protected by the mangrove, because its dense holding of soil is much more by the mangrove plant. And it also excellent in pollution sink. So BOD it can be removed, so it can be reduce the pollution level. And physiological uses of heavy metal, so mangrove plants can be absorb the heavy metal, so they can their physiology they can absorb the heavy metal, so they can reduce the pollution load also. Okay, and adapt the rare and endangered species, lots of endangered species and rare species found in this this mangrove habitat, like the monitor lizard, crocodile, and the turtles. Okay, and is a highly productive ecosystem, nutrient rich, and potential to the adjacent ecosystem. Okay, so these are the more about the ecological role of a mangrove ecosystem. Now comes to the socio-economic. So socio-economic, the in the mangrove have a huge role. So it can be a big source of the timber, fodder, and fuel. And the mangrove bark are very good source of the tanning, because the mangrove for leather industry, a huge use of the mangrove bark, and the most of the mangrove are locally used as a medicine also. So different types of disease, the people are using the mangrove, different parts of the mangrove for their treatment. Okay, like in Sundarban, the people are using for the tiger bites, they are using the Acanthus iliophorus as the treatment of the tiger bites, and it have very rich in antibiotic mangrove bark. Okay, and good source of biofertilizer. Okay, cyanobacteria is there, very rich cyanobacteria, so biofertilizer is used in this mangrove area. And rich source of the honeybee and table salt, because it's a so mangrove water can be used as a to preparation of the salt. Okay, and the fuel wood also. Okay, and grazing, it's also one of the biggest important of the association. So because the mangrove plant leaf is also very thick and rich in nutrients, so the domestic animal much more preferable to eat the mangrove plant, so that's the grazing is also important. And rich source of euryhaline species, different types of fish species you can find in this mangrove habitat, like key to different types of economically important and tastier food, means fish is available in this mangrove ecosystem. And also it's a very good hotspot for the ecotourism. Most of the world mangroves are a very good tourist destination. Now comes to a few different mangrove species. You can see the Nipophoticans, the Polix peludosa, the Avicennia officinalis, and Avicennia marina. So this is the only mangrove plant found in the Oman. Okay, and then Avicennia alba, then Acanthus iliiformis, then the Rhizophora, and Heritieriform. So these are the few mangrove species found all over the world. And mangrove in Oman, so I have told that the Abyssinia marina, this is the only one species found in the Oman. So this is the only mangrove species found in Oman, and these species have a huge adaptive to the high temperature and scarcity of the fresh water. So this species is also well adapted to the hot and dry climate, so that's why it's found only in this hot area. And so mangroves in the Oman, if you see the whole Oman coast, you can find here and there everywhere the mangrove forest are there, but they are fragmented. They are found here and there. So you can find in the Muscat government, you can find the Dhofar region, you can find the Al Watan region, you can find the Sarkia region, Al Wasta region. So different region from the Musandam to Salala, everywhere you can find the patch of mangrove forest. Now comes about the few flora we have talked about. Now the fauna, few fauna or few animals found in the mangrove. This is the estuarine crocodile, then the turtle, then the kingfisher, then the fish species, then the predator bird, then snakes you can find. The mudskipper is very prominent in the mangrove ecosystem, and the water monitor lizard also prominent in the water mangrove ecosystem, and the fishing cat. Now but it's a very high ecological, social, economic role, biological role, but it main concern nowadays is the degradation of the mangrove ecosystem. So total area of mangrove is degrading in each and every continent you can see, and the globally it's a huge decrease of the mangrove area, and the maximum decrease in the Asia. Okay, so that is a big concern that in 2 3 4 decade the mangrove ecosystem is total area mangrove ecosystem is degrading. So what's the threat? These threats are basically man-made threat, and these are the like the land or restoration or construction in the mangrove forest area. And aquaculture is also a biggest threat to the mangrove ecosystem, because due to the high profit in aquaculture, so the mangrove plantation are cut and mangrove forests are demolished, and then the aquaculture is set up in the within the mangrove forest. Then agriculture also, the mangrove the agriculture is the biggest threat for the all over the world against the natural ecosystem and the protection. So then the tourism also having impact in the mangrove forest. And industry and domestic pollution, so rich in pollution, the due to this estuarine region is a very high rich in pollution, because all the industrial and domestic sewage are coming to this region. And the oil spill is also biggest threat to the mangrove ecosystem. And port and harbor development, so any construction also happening in this region, so it's hampering the mangrove ecosystem. And dumping all kind of waste, so it's basically a dumping ground. Okay, so debris and these are rich to this region, and it's damaging this particular natural habitat. And deforestation of wildwood and the grazing, so these are the biggest threat for this mangrove ecosystem. Over exploitation, deforestation, overharvestation of marine resources from fisheries to different other invertebrate and vertebrate also. And so threats specify in Oman. So what are the special threat to the mangrove ecosystem? One, main thing is overexploitation. Overexploitation means the and awareness, lack of awareness. The people are going there and they're cutting the plants, and the exploitations of mangrove tree along the lack of environmental awareness, and might eventually cause them to deteriorate it. And second threat is the mainly the livestock. Okay, livestock grazing is very dominant here. So that mangrove plant leaves are very rich in nutrients, so domestic animal they like it, and the taste of the mangrove plant, so they are grazing. So due to the overgrazing, it's also threat the mangrove ecosystem in Oman. And third one is the mangrove ecosystem. The threat is the people are entering in the mangrove area, because it's also not declared everywhere the protected area. The people are coming for tourism and different purposes, and they're damaging the tree. Okay, so that is also a threat. And fourth threat is the partitioning the harmful mangrove trees and the beach visitors. So tourists they are coming, and also the in this region we know that is the breeding and ground or the feeding ground of the different fish and shrimp species. So the people are also coming here to catch the fish, and so this over exploitation, it is also the home of the young fish, because it's a nursing ground. So the it's hampering the over exploitation. Due to the over exploitation, hampering the natural habitat of the mangrove ecosystem. So these are the main four threats in Oman. And what are the mitigations? We have learned the threat. So mainly what we can do to protect the mangrove. So main thing is we have to think about the conservation of mangrove, and also as well as the restoration. So restoration is also very big, and that restoration can be done through the mangrove plantation. So we can any area is the degraded land, and that land we can convert it into mangrove plant. Okay, and grazing should be stopped. So it should be grazing should be minimized or stop. And community conservation is also big impact, can be protect the mangrove ecosystem, because the local community, if they want, they can protect it. Okay, so they can reduce the grazing, they can reduce the people enter this region, so they can protect themselves. Okay, and the awareness, so lack of awareness. So you have to improve the awareness. You have to know give the knowledge to the people that the importance of the mangrove ecosystem. Then the law enforcement, it should very important for the policy requirement, and the policy maker they should be a strong law enforcer to protect the mangrove ecosystem and minimize the pollution level. And the monitoring, regular monitoring can to reduce the threat on the mangrove ecosystem. So that's all about it. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the lecture, and if you have any query, that please comment me. Thank you.